all throughout history, gold and silver ratio has maintained 1 is to 15 or lower. You can see in biblical times 1 is to 3, 1 is to 9, 1 is to 2, 1 is to 10, 1 is to 12. So 1 unit of gold is valued at same as 3 units of silver, for instance, here. Now it has some historical context also, that we went on to a gold standard and hence silver could not keep up with the gold standard demand. Earlier, all these, historical eras, silver was the money. And hence, you really cannot compare what happened during gold standard to these periods. And post the gold standard, silver demand only remained industrial. So in the last decade also, while central banks have gradually accumulated gold as reserves and now suddenly more. There was one news that Saudi Arabian central bank wants to buy silver, but no other central bank has talked about silver till date. So it's very, very speculative. So right now the ratio is 1 is to 86, and this is as of September. So this ratio is probably reduced since then, as silver has gone exponential since then. But if you plot it, then in the last 100 years, silver ratio has remained in terms of gold to silver ratio has remained at 79-80 in the last few years, but it has in the 60s it went down to even 16. And while a lot of silver investors who are very, very bullish on silver want this ratio to go down, I'm not so sure, because silver is not yet being seen as part of monetary reserve. People are bidding it up, people are accumulating it, it is getting scarce, that is fine. But officially, there is no diktat by central banks that we are going to buy this as a reserve. The day that happens, where five central banks say that okay, we want to accumulate silver also, I think that changes the picture dramatically. And maybe the market is right now hoping that that will happen, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So be very, very careful in silver. Silver, whenever tops are made in silver, it doesn't come back for decades. So this is something that silver investors should be very well aware of. But having said that, if some catch up is happening on that ratio and gold certainly looks like it has much more legs to go ahead, then silver can keep performing. Especially given this fact that we have a very, very acute shortage across the globe, and it just may, I'm wishing it doesn't, but just may cause a collapse in some metal exchange. That will be quite a dramatic event. It's just like the crude oil fiasco in April 2020, where there were no buyers and only sellers, and crude oil went negative. This is exactly the opposite. We recently did a video also on that. If you are interested, you can see that. So very, very precarious position, I would say. Be very careful.